Hey guys, so we are starting the paint correction process on my Mazda RX-8. This might be a little bit overkill, but I'm actually going to spray down the car with iron remover just to remove a lot of particles off of the paint. Then I'm going to eventually clay bar. One could argue that the clay bar would still get all that stuff off of it. However, I just want to do this once and I want to try and do it the best that I can. So I've never tried this iron remover before. Beyond the Limit Nanoskin, iron free. So this was cheap, it was like 13 bucks on Amazon. So I'm gonna spray it on the car, start to remove some of those decontaminants off the paint, and the next step will be to clay bar it. Been good for you? You seem busy. All right, getting this car ready to do my first paint correction on a car before. I've never done it before. So I actually took some iron remover, sprayed it onto the car, show you guys some clips of that, just to remove any just kind of surface level contaminants on the paint. And how a lot of you can tell like how good your paint is, you want to be careful because you want to scratch it. If you just take a plastic bag, it really magnifies all of the contaminants around the paint. I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but there is a lot. There's a ton on there. Or you can take the back of your hand. It's not as a good of a method, you know, just to kind of tell with the paint, but I can tell this car, I don't think it's ever had a paint correction before. So I actually am going to be going around. I've never clayed barred a car before. So I actually have chemical guys. This was pretty cheap, and then I have some clay lube. And so, you know, thought process is spray the lube on. I'm gonna take this clay bar, gonna spread it out and just go over the paint. And it's actually gonna get stuff below the surface that just your typical iron remover doesn't get to. So before I can actually polish the paint, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna be going around the car and just making sure that I can get all of the contaminants off the paint, and then we'll be ready to polish it. So I'll take you guys over on this side, just I do it. I'm really not sure. I'm just kind of going a couple passes vertically and a couple passes horizontally. I'm not sure if that's right from what I'm supposed to do. If someone knows down in the comments, leave a comment below. But you guys can kind of hear this as it goes down the paint. gonna go ahead and just use a different side of this, so I'm just not taking that and just scratching it into the paint. All right, so I think my plan for tonight, I'm just gonna do half of the car with compound, then polish it, then I'll tackle the other half hopefully tomorrow if I can. I'm really nervous about this section right here because I can tell it has been repainted, and I get really nervous over here. They didn't do a very good job with this, but I just like really worry about going too deep there. So I might just go over some light passes, you know, and like under here, I can't, based on my orbital, I can't get under here. I understand now why people get kind of like the smaller ones, but I was able to get most of the way, but just kind of under the wing. I don't want to get too crazy and mess with it, and I don't know. This is just an experiment, guys. So hopefully we get there and this thing looks a lot better.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid, Bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on them.
All right, so going back over this,
Well, that's not what I was told.
looks so much better. I mean, it still feels just a touch, still a little bit still, but
Hakuna Matata.
What?
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Repeat after me. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
done with the polishing. I think it looks pretty dang awesome. It has a really nice, deep, rich tone to the paint. Now I'm going to protect it. I've actually seen a lot of great reviews, and I've used this on my Camaro, but it's a ceramic 3-in-1 wax. I'll leave a link to all the products that I've used, including my polisher. I didn't show you guys this, but I tried cleaning off my pads after every 2 panels, I would say. So I tried keeping those clean the best that I could. But yeah, overall, I'm stoked. I love doing this. I'm gonna go around and put this on, and then maybe a topper on top of this. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and toss this on to hopefully help protect this, so when I wash it, it beads up nice and strong. right, guys, here is the final product. I am so stoked with how this turned out. The paint just looks super deep, rich, and honestly, it actually got rid of a lot of the swirls. It looks really good. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but I'm glad I didn't go as fast as I wanted to on the machine originally, turning it all the way up, because, you know, obviously I have some sensitive areas like back here that this has been repainted, and you can see right here where it's kind of like black. This was kind of how it was, and you know, on my pad it was kind of pulling some of the paint a little bit off of it. So, you know, I definitely wanted to be careful as I went over a lot of this, just because I didn't want to pull more paint off, even though I am going to paint this back bumper. But I am super stoked with how it turned out. I mean, it really looks like glass, and this lighting is kind of perfect to be able to look at it. But, you know, for a car that's almost 20 years old, in terms of paint, it looks really, really sharp. There's a couple areas I want to touch up just with some paint. You know, this back here, this was a big dent that we had pulled out, and that's just how they patched it with paint. But you know, that dent's gone now. But overall, if you just look down it, I mean, yeah, there's still a little bit of orange peel, and really you need to kind of sand that to take it off of there. But at the end of the day, this looks really, really good. If you look at some of the, you know, reflections in there, it looks deep. It added just a nice deep layer to the paint. It just looks really, really good. And people commented on this car before just how good the paint looks for how old it is. But overall, I am very happy with how this turned out. I would say that I probably still don't want to do this on new paint. I'm fine doing it on my project cars, on my used cars, but any new car I buy, I'll leave that up to the professionals to do. I'll probably eventually, maybe someday, trust myself completely to do it. But I'm overall just really stoked in how this turned out. I'm glad I did, you know, the iron remover, the clay bars. You guys notice I clay barred the windows. I actually sprayed the ceramic 3-in-1 on the windows too. You can actually ceramic your windows. Whoa. Looks like we're firing off some fireworks here in Utah. I love it. Yeah, I did the windows as well, just so it could, like, you know, be really nice when I wash it. I'm excited to wash this and see just how well this beads up. But yeah, I am super stoked with how this turned out. Obviously didn't remove all of the perfections off of the paint. You know, I still have like that guy in there that's super deep, but that is not going to be fixed by polishing, especially something when you can run your fingernail over it and it has depth to it. But overall, guys, I am super stoked with this. I will leave a link in the product description below of all the products that I use: the Adams polisher, my polish, my compound, the Griot's 3-in-1, the pad cleaner, just everything. And you know, the polisher, I think I paid like $130 for it. It is more than powerful to be able to do a job like this. It does take a little bit longer based on the throws, but I think this turned out awesome. Leave a comment below. What do you guys think? How's the RX-8 looking? Honestly, at this stage of the game, it is coming along. I mean, the restoration of what I want to do moving forward is repaint front bumper, back bumper. I would like to get some new rotors on here. They're fine. I don't have a reason to replace them, but these back ones, for whatever reason, even after I move the rust off of them, they're still kind of rusting up a little bit. And I know that's typical, but just like down here, I don't know why it's doing that, but I'd like to replace the rotors. And then I also would like to put some wheels and tires on this, maybe a little suspension, tint the windows. But this car is extremely straight now. I mean, I had several dents pulled out of it, and my guy does a really good job. And yeah, paint the back bumper, paint the front bumper, tint, wheels, tires, rotors, maybe exhaust. And at that point, in my opinion, it's where I want it, you know. I cleaned up the headlights, and yeah, let me know what you guys think below. But this is my first time polishing a car. I'm sure I made some errors, some mistakes along the way, but overall super stoked with how this turned out. Thank you guys for watching. We will catch you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.